What's up, YouTube? The Rain Man here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the next event that Contos is going to be giving us, which is the Hall of Heroes. If it loads. Wow. There we go. Alrighty, so the Hall of Heroes they're giving us this month. Once a month, Contos does a Hall of Heroes, and it's a 4-star monster that you can get. This month, it is the Fire Pierret, or Pierret, however you say that. So from August 11th at 12 p.m. until August 14th at 12 a.m. this dungeon will be open, and this does consist of 10 floors. You can only complete the floor one time. So it requires 10 energy, and you get 25 pieces as well as 5 crystals. So that's not bad either. But you need 50 pieces to summon the monster. So you need to complete 2 floors to actually be able to do so. Or you can complete 1 floor, and later, once you get into guild battles, you can use those points to actually buy the summoning pieces, which can be used on any monster that you have pieces for. So, but the max you will be getting is 250 pieces, so most you can summon is 5. As with any Hall of Heroes or Secret Dungeon, I always suggest getting at least 1. You never know if it's going to be used for if it's needed for a fusion monster later, or if the monster gets buffed and it's suddenly everybody wants one now. I believe that's kind of a situation with the water lich. It was food for a long time, and then all of a sudden he got buffed, and now everybody wants him for necro. So, but keep that in mind. That's always get 1. Always try to get enough pieces to get 1. So you would need 50 pieces to summon it. So completing 2 floors is going to be required at least. Of course, summon the monster from the summoning hinge. So, but the dungeons are tough. They're not easy. The first couple of floors, if you've got some strong rep monsters from your friends, you could probably use those to help you out to get through the floors. So that'll probably help you out with getting enough pieces to summon 1. If you don't have 4-star monsters when you're going into this, along with the 6-star rep that you will be taking with you, hopefully 6-star rep, yeah, it's going to be tough. So keep that in mind. All right, so let's go look at her and see what she has here. So maybe in fire, we ain't got to look for it too hard. Where is she? There she is. Alright. Alright, so her name is Clara. Alright, so her first skill attacks by throwing 2 cards, each having a 50% chance to remove a beneficial effect. So she hits twice, and each hit has a chance to remove a beneficial effect. Alright, Flame Shot attacks with a magic card and weakens the enemy's attack power and defense for 2 turns with an 80% chance. So we got an attack and defense break on this hit. Single target. When it's max skilled, it is a 100% chance. Of course, resistance and Summoner's War's own resistance versus accuracy deal. But it's a 100% chance with that. Third skill. Attacks all enemies 3 times with a spinning circle of fire, with each strike having a 30% chance to stun the enemy for 1 turn. This attack is applied with a 100% critical chance when used with full HP. So if your health is maxed out when she uses this move, it is always going to be a crit. It's always going to be a critical hit. So it's immediately 100% crit rate with this move if her health is maxed. Whenever this skill is maxed out, she has a 40% chance. So 3 hits, 90% chance of getting a stun, something like that. But if max skilled, it's a 120% chance of getting a stun. But you're hitting all the monsters, there's a good chance someone's stunning, hopefully. She does have a leader skill, and it is a common or global leader skill. Increase the resistance of allied monsters by 30%. Now, it's not a great one. Like I said, if need be, like I said, it could be used. Resistance is not something you really want for an attacker, so unless you know immunity or something like that. But I said resistance as a leader skill on an attack monster. It's kind of meh. So, but as far as she goes, like I said, you've got first one hits twice, chance to strip a buff. Second one hits once and has a max skill 100% chance for a defense and an attack break. Third skill hits all monsters 3 times. Of course, with a chance to stun and a chance for it to be a critical hit if her HP is full. So she could be pretty good. You could probably use her in dragons. First skill does strip buffs, including the dragon's immunity, so B10 might be a possible place for her. She does have 2 multi-hit skills, so Necro might not be a bad place for her as well. She does have built-in crowd control with that stun on the third skill, so possibly TOA, even some of those secret dungeons. I could even use that in guild battles and arena as well. Like I said, pros for her, she has a buff strip on the first skill. And like I said earlier, she has a crowd control or stunning with her third skill. It has an AoE stun, so it's not bad. She does have the highest HP of the Pierret family, so she's higher than the other 4 completely. On the downside, she's dead center with her defense. So when she's max skilled, or when she's max level 40, the light and dark have a higher defense than her. The water and wind have a lower defense than her. So she's right in the middle. She does have the second lowest attack of the Pierrets. Being an attack monster, that's not a good thing. Only the light one has a lower attack than her. You could probably build this if you were building this if you're early game. You're farming a lot of dragons. Giants. Swift or Fatal Blade. Probably be about it. That way she gets to go sooner. Speed, crit damage attack, or speed crit rate attack. I said the third skill doesn't need crit rate if she moves first. If she gets to attack before she's hit. So you might not need a lot of crit rate on her. If you're a little later game and you still want to build one, Rage Blade, probably not a bad idea. Again, speed, crit damage attack. She's not a bad monster if you need a fire damage dealer. Like I said, her attack is the second lowest of them, so she's not going to hit as hard as she could, but still you get crit damage. Get that crit damage pretty high up there. And that third skill hits AoE and is 100% crit. And it's 100% crit hit with her HP full, so you may not need a lot of crit rate on her. As for the fire one, like I said, it's probably not a bad idea to have one. If you're able to get any more of them, you may want to use those to either scale up the water or dark ones if you have them. I know personally I already have a Clara, so any of these that I farm out of here are probably going to be used to scale up Julie. Or I may hang on to them and wait and see if I pull a dark one. Not getting my hopes up, but you never know. As for the actual Hall of Heroes dungeon itself, like I said, each floor, there's going to be 10 floors. Each floor is going to consist of 6 waves. Excuse me. The first wave more than likely be water Pierrets. So there'll be 3 of those, and it'll be paired up probably with a wind monster, probably. Outside the water Pierret, her biggest thing is that she has a freeze here on this one, so she's a 80% chance to freeze you. And this one throws numerous cards to attack all enemies. Attack 6 times when this attack is used with full HP. So the first time she gets to move, if she moves before any of your team, you're getting hit 6 times. Everybody's going to get hit 6 times. So the water one's not someone you want to take lightly. That's definitely a typical attack monster that most people will. If anyone has a water one, she's the one they build. Out of the three primary elements, fire, water, and wind, the water one's probably the one they're building. The second wave is going to have three wind Pierrets. And more than likely, it's probably a fire monster paired with it. So the wind Pierret is not bad. She is where was it at? Yeah, she's got a higher attack than the fire one, so keep that in mind. So she's going to hit harder than the fire one as well. Her second skill inflicts damage with a sharp attack and inflicts continuous damage for one turn. So she's going to dot somebody. There's a chance she's going to dot somebody. Third skill attacks an enemy target 5 times, dealing massive damage. Each attack has a 50% chance to decrease the target's defense for 2 turns. This attack depletes the enemy's attack bar when used with the full HP. So, the wind one actually is going to hit one monster, but it's going to hit 5 times. If she gets a defense break on that first hit, the next 4 hits are going to go right through that defense. As well as she decreases your attack bar if she's full health. So you may want to go and get some AoE damage going on when you first get on this floor. So when you first hit this wave, go and get some AoE damage and hurt her so her health isn't full, so she doesn't decrease your health bar. Your attack bar. As well as you may want to bring. It's going to be the first couple of waves are going to probably be the ones most people will have trouble with right to begin with, just because of the AoE hits and the attack bar decreases on this one. The second wave, the third wave is going to be a mini boss. More than likely, it's going to be a fire 5-star, and will probably be paired with 2 water 4-stars. I'm guessing at this now, so don't quote me on this. My first thought is the 5 stars probably either a Sea Emperor or a Hell Lady, Occult Girl, Chimera, or the Pioneer. That's what I'm speculating as to what it could be. Considering that the Fire Pierret has a stun on her third skill, a couple of these actually have stuns on their third skill as well. So that's why I'm speculating that these might be the ones that you might have to deal with. So, as for the water monster, it's going to depend on what the fire monster is usually. Because usually whatever the mini boss is, the 2 with it is going to be supporting or will assist with whatever the mini boss does. Wave 4 is more likely going to be the light Pierret. Like I said earlier, the light Pierret has the lowest of the attack. So it's not going to hit that hard. So keep that in mind. So it may not be too difficult here. The second skill is the same as the wind one. So we got dots that could take place. Third skill, storms an enemy. So we're hitting one enemy. This attack with a flurry of attacks. Doesn't say how many attacks, but it's a flurry of attacks. This attack has a 100% crit rate against targets under inability effects. If you have full HP when you use this attack will not go on cooldown. So if her health is full, this skill will be available immediately. If your team is frozen or stunned or asleep, I don't know if sleep counts or not because you'll knock them out. Because if you're attacked, you'll be knocked out of sleep. But stun and freeze definitely. That's going to be 100% crit. Will definitely be a critical hit on you. So keep that in mind. So you may want to at least right off the bat, when you first go in, AOE, hit them with an AOE move. Whether something hits all the monsters is what you want to ideally do. That way, these third skills are not going to be in effect. The light one was probably paired off with a dark monster. I'm not sure what the dark one would be. I do know that they do have a tendency to like to do the dark. I can't think which one it is now. If it's Anubis or Horus, but one of them has like an attack bar increase as a passive. So whenever someone gets hit, their attack bars go up. I know they've used that a few times. After he got buffed, they started using him a lot. I want to say it was like good three, no two. I think there was two Hall of Heroes in which that was the monster paired off with the light monster. So keep that in mind. The fifth wave is more than likely going to be the Dark Pierret. The Dark Pierret is the one everybody really, really wants. Julie is the second one. So more than likely the Dark one's the most wanted Pierret. The Water's right behind it. Personally, I think the Fire one's probably right behind Water. But like I said, it's my personal opinion. Alright, the Dark one. Of course, same first skill. Has a chance for a continuous damage on an enemy for 3 turns. So a 3-turn dot on one enemy with the second hit. The third skill locks down an enemy target with the power of darkness, decreasing the target's attack bar by 50%. This attack increases your attack bar by 100% when it is used with full HP. So this move will actually decrease your attack bar by 50%. And also, their attack bar will go right back up if they've got full HP. So again, AoE hits first thing right off the bat when you go in. That way they don't have full HP with their moves. It's probably paired off with a light monster. As for what that light monster would be, I don't know. Not real sure what that could be. I do know they like to do the light Anubis, which actually has an AoE, heal, and cleanse, and a revive. So he's pretty OP monster if you have to deal with them from a user stamp with someone who's actually built one. But I don't know if they would actually use that one here. There's probably a couple other ones they could probably throw in there. Probably the light Sky Dancer. So I'll say light Jasoon. But the light Sky Dancer probably be paired off with her to heal them back up. So they're full health when they do the move. That's a possibility. So, but not sure. As for the boss, the sixth wave is going to be the boss wave. Of course, that's where you'll face off one big fire Pierret. More than likely, the first floor she'll be paired off with a water and a wind. Now, as you move up, it's kind of fluctuates around as to what she's paired off with, but it's always going to be the fire, and you have to deal with two of the element Pierrets to go with her. So, as for what kind of monsters you want to bring with you, AoE hitters. Anything that hits AoE, even if it's a minor attack, as long as they don't have full HP before they move. If you got a Veramos fuse, that AoE stomp is good for crowd control as well as getting their health down. Any kind of attack bar decreases might not be a bad idea if you have a Spectra built. Might slow them down. More than likely, I got a feeling there's probably some kind of attack, some kind of healer somewhere on one or two of these waves. That way the Pierrets are full health whenever they get to move if you do hit an AoE. So heal blocking might not be a bad idea if you have anyone who does heal blocking. I think Death Knights, I think most of them have a heal block on their first move, but it's only a single target. So only monster I can think of right off the top of my head that does an AoE heal block is the Fire Beast Monk. He has an AoE heal block. That's the only one I can think of. Of course, not everybody has one. So, of course, you want to bring a healer in here with you as well. Defense breaking is probably not a bad issue. If you got someone who does an AoE defense break, or if you have someone on violence who does a defense break, like Bella. Probably not a bad idea. Of course, you got a defense break and a heal right there, all in one, with the attack bar increase, with a group attack bar boost as well. So that's a possibility. A healer as well, or like I said, Bella's a healer. You may want to bring someone who does immunity or at least someone who actually cleanses. Kona or Delfoy, if you have them, you got immunity and a heal. Well, Delfoy has immunity. Kona actually will strip any of the debuffs off of the team and heal as well. Of course, you also got that surge as well from Kona. So you can surge your attacker. And if they have an AoE move, even better. Let's say you got a Julie. If you actually do have the Julie, hit her with the surge and let her go full blast with those cards. I mean, she got an attack buff right off the bat there from that surge. So, I said there's different things. A speed lead probably a bad idea either if you have Beretta has a speed lead. If you got one of them fused. Verta heal. He's got a speed lead in dungeon, so he's not a bad idea to bring as well. Of course, he also has the type bar boosting. So I said there's options you can bring with you. Of course, make sure you got an AoE hitter. Someone who's going to have AoE up as often as possible. If you got a Mav built, Mav might not be a bad idea. So at least you got someone to speed boost the team as well as take the skill cooldowns off, or at least to get them one turn faster. Also, provoking might not be a bad idea either with Malice. You maybe can provoke the other monsters with the Pierret at the end to kind of keep them from hitting other monsters on your team. Speed lead, AoE hitters, attack bar boosters, and healers probably a good idea to bring with you, depending upon who you have. If you have any, let's say if you're curious about if you have any monsters that do those moves, if you're in the collection, use that search box and look for someone who actually has a where is it at? And increase attack speed. You can see what monsters have a attack speed increase, whether it be a single or an AoE hit, or an actual full team speed boost. Alright, so at least you got that there. Alright, as usual, once the event becomes open, I will be probably running the event. I'll run the first floor. Like usual, I'll run the first floor. I'll go over the monsters that are in each wave, so I can give you an idea of what to expect whenever it comes time to actually start running these floors. So you have an idea, so you've got a heads up as to what you need to bring with you. If you know they're bringing this type of monster, maybe you've got the perfect counter for that monster. So at least you can get yourself prepared for it. Much like last time, I already do have a Clara in storage. I actually think I pulled her Awaken. I think she dropped Awaken on me one time from Mystic Scroll. No, not just 4-star. She didn't. So okay. So I do have one. So I will not be summoning one and locking it down like I usually do. But I said I will be doing the first floor, and I'll speed run the second floor. But at least, like I said, I'll go through the first floor and give you a hit. A step by step or a rundown of each of the monsters in the wave, so at least you know so at least you're prepared for what you need to do. And why is this thing going pixelated? Maybe clear up in a second. Well, the video's almost done anyway. So, but like I said, until next time, I hope everyone has fun. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. I'll try to answer your questions to the best of my ability. As usual, I say you can find me on the global server in channel 2365. I can answer your questions there as well. Also, if you enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up if it helped you out any, of course. Feel free to subscribe. Like I said, I try to do event videos and ideas and strategies and whatnot as to how you go about them and how to maybe complete the events faster or how to tackle the special events like the Hall of Heroes or the secret dungeons. So, and until next time, hope everyone has fun. Later.